What exactly does it matter that everyone in the media looks the same or has the same names and is married into the same bloodline? One of my I don't have any friends. I was going to say one of my friends said something. I don't have any of this. So um, one of my friends. The problem with having friends is they all look something like this. So eventually I became very paranoid about why they all look like that. So yeah, Joe Rogan here. When we look at him, we see a different person today. If we see his earlier pictures, it's a little easier to see. But see, he's been taking steroids and human growth hormones, so he's distorted his body. This is a very common theme here. Um, Joe Weider was a promoter of that, and I've already told you about Schwarzenegger, and then Marion Shriver, and then you have the Clintons' daughter, Chelsea Clinton, had her face mutilated at about 14. And then you have Ivanka Trump, had her face mutilated at about 15. And so, there's a pattern here of them changing their looks. And in fact, like one of the girls I dated recently, I mean, the last girl I was with, like, look very similar. I mean, just like most of the girls who have come into my life. And then, the one right before that, oh man, that was a whole experience. She had like Illuminati tattoos on her, and she even did like the Illuminati sign when she got the tattoo put on her. I don't think she ever realized that I'd be smart enough to locate who made her tattoo and find the pictures of when it was made, but I did, and then so I got more of the you she was like, "Oh, I don't know what that pyramid tattoo means." She's like, "Oh, it's Yu-Gi-Oh," and I'm like, "Okay, well, that can pass, but why are you doing the Illuminati symbol alongside it if you don't know that's like Illuminati pyramid?" So, you know, when I see these things over and over, right? Like my one person who I thought was my friend who I had to leave behind in Columbus. Apparently, his last name is Borges, and that's like Pope John Paul IV, his real name, Pope Borges. And so my friend, apparently, my whole life was part of the Black Papacy, which is odd because like these are the people I'm told I'm supposed to be against. And then after I get told all that stuff, I find out they've been in my life for like 30 years. And, that seems even more weird than the fact that everyone in my life looks like this almost. And then obviously the system is showing me this stuff for a reason, right? I don't think it's like not showing me this stuff for a reason, right? It just, oh, I'm just smart enough to figure everything out. Oh yeah. I'm so hardworking and not smart, I shouldn't joke about that. I probably am, right? Probably am a little bit smart in Harvard. I don't know where the hell it came from. I'm player one or some shit, right? I was born different. There's nothing I feel I probably achieved, although my hard work is, when my body's busted up and I'm bleeding and I can't walk all the time, it's hard to say it's not hard work. But the rest of it, who knows? Maybe sitting in a library my whole freaking life is harder work than I give it credit for. But I know, like, I'm fed stuff, right? Like I'm shown stuff, so um, I'm pretty sure I'm being like shown all the stuff I'm talking about for reasons. And why do these? How come these are like the opposition to what you guys are allowed to have? There's one choice, and then there's them, but yet, I mean, they look like Jeffrey Epstein, they look like Rothschild, but they're against them. And there's like no one else in the world or something. There's just this one race here who can control everyone. And then, hell, I would say there's no black people. Then someone would be like, "Oh, Whoopi Goldberg said something." It's like the whole name Goldberg says right there that she's another Joe Rogan. She's another Russell Brand. So, like, where does this where does your choice come from? There is no. They're advertising themselves, right? And, am I wrong on this? Because I swear I've been showing you this for like 8 years now. It's just them, and there is no black people owned media. No one in Nigeria owns anything in Hollywood, and no one else. There's definitely like these people right here. This is like the InfoWars. This is the InfoWars, right? So Joe Rogan is on InfoWars. Like Alex Jones is on that. So we've already went through how these people have crashed events that I've went to. Like I went to crash their events, and then they showed up to crash me crashing their events because somehow like I'm just that special that they have to send crews out after me and stuff. Just little old nobody me. And so you have the Joe Rogan, Russell Brand, Alex Jones combination here. And the simple fact they're relating themselves to Alex Jones, I've already, like, even before, like, someone else debunked Alex Jones, and then they flip-flopped, and then they took you to Trump and Alex Jones after they exposed Alex Jones, and then they erased that from the internet. That's where the whole word woke came from. And then they erased the word woke and rewrote it as that means liberal, who is anti-racism. And then that's evil to be a liberal who's anti-racism. But and so that's evil to be woke. And then what woke really meant is that you would put in these names and then notice that every time you put in one of these names that they all look like their brothers and cousins. Okay? So that's what woke meant. All this stuff I'm talking about, this is the woke channel. This is the woke channel, right? That's what woke really meant. It didn't mean liberals burning down cities. Like that's like I don't even see how that's a non-positive thing because any destruction to the system, I think, in this world will bring forth better change. If we reduce the population down to 2 people, the world will change instantly. There won't be one of us trying to educate 14 billion people on 13 billion people on 1 billion evil people. There won't be none of that left. It just change, right? And every time I'm trying to change this, they're like interjecting with all this stuff. And it's like, okay, well, I mean, literally, that's all I'm even talking about anymore, and you're not allowed to. And then they have to, like, invent narratives and take over the ideas I invent, and then ban themselves to make themselves look legit, and to erase everything they've said in the past that doesn't add up. And, I mean, isn't that odd? They all kind of, I'm stupid. I don't know what I'm talking about. There's no way it means anything, right? Ooh, doesn't mean anything. No way. I mean, the simple fact that you look at the ground over and over and you see the ground, it doesn't mean the ground's there, does it? The ground's not there. Forget about the ground. The ground's not important. Just fly away, birdie. Fly